Okay, so today we're going to be learning how to use the scaffolding method to divide 435 by 12. So the scaffolding method is basically another way of doing long division. So the scaffolding method develops your ability to use guess, check, revise, and reinforces your usage of multiplication skills. So first we're just going to write the problem out. 12 divided by 435. So the first step is we guess how many times 12 goes into 435. And you can guess as low or as high as you want, as long as it makes sense and goes into the number that we're using. So we're going to go ahead and use 20 because we know that 12 times 2 is 24, plus add the 0, that would make it 240. So we're going to take what we're multiplying by, which is 20, and put it on top, which is our first guess. So we're going to do 240. 5 minus 0 is 5. 3 minus 4 we cannot do, so we change the 3 to a 13, and we trade in the 4 for a 1, which makes it 3. 13 minus 4 is 9, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So now we have 195. So this next step is we guess how many times 12 goes into 195. So we're going to say 10 because it's an easy number to use, and we know that 12 times 10 is 120. So we take what we're multiplying by, which is 10, and we put it on top of our other guess. So we're going to do 195 minus 120. So 5 minus 0 is 5, 9 minus 2 is 7, and 1 minus 1 is 0. So now we have 75. And using our basic multiplication skills, we know that 12 times 6 is 72. So we're going to take our guess, put it on top. 75 minus 72. 5 minus 2 is 3. So now we're left with 3, and we know that 12 cannot go into 3. So that means this 3 is our remainder. So we're going to put an R3 to the side. And our final step is to add all of our guesses together. So we know that 20 plus 10 is 30. 30 plus 6 is 36. So that means our final answer for this problem is 36, remainder 3. So now I'm going to try it with a different problem just to get the hang of it. We're going to do 8 divided by 576. So we're going to go ahead and guess 8 goes into 576 60 times because we know 8 times 6 is 48, plus add the 0, 480. So we're going to put our first guess on top, and we're going to go ahead and subtract by 480. 6 minus 0 is 6, 7 minus 8 we cannot do, change the 7 to 17 and trade in, which makes the 5 a 4. So 17 minus 8 is 9, and 4 minus 4 is 0. So we're left with 96. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to guess 10 again because that's an easy number to use. So we're going to put 10 on top. 8 times 10 is 80, and we're going to subtract. 6 minus 0 is 6, 9 minus 8 is 1. So now we see 8 goes into 16 perfectly 2 times. We're going to put that guess on top. 16 minus 16 is 0, and we add up all of our guesses. So 60 plus 10 is 70, 70 plus 2 is 72, which gets us our final answer of 72. So we're going to do one more problem using somewhat bigger numbers, just for funsies. So we're going to do 20 divided by 5,420. So we're just going to use, since this is a pretty bigger number, we're going to do 200. Because if you just use multiplication skills, we know that 2 times 2 is 4. So if we add up the zeros, which are 3 zeros that we're using, you get 4,000. And you can also do the multiplication on the side, which is part of the guess, check, and revise part of the scaffolding. So we're going to put our guess of 200 on top, and we get 4,000 from that. 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. 4 minus 0 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. So now we get 1,420. And you know that 2 times 7 is 14. So we're just going to say 2. We're going to use our guess of 70. Because again, 7 times 2 is 14. You add up the zeros, you get 1,400. So we're going to put that guess we're multiplying by on top. And we get 1,400. So we're going to subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. 4 minus 0 is 0. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So now we get an easy answer of 20. 20 goes into 20 one time, which is great. So we're just going to subtract that by itself. We get 0. So we just add up all of our guesses to get a final answer of 271. So essentially the scaffolding method is just, we're estimating the quotient, and that's just all part of guess, check, and revise, and it's a pretty easy way, just another way to do long division. Thank you.